3, 2, 1. My day, dun 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 dun, dun and be so wonderful. No, name that show.
Degrassi.
What?
iCarly.
Yes.
Hello and welcome back to the Tea with Crema. My name is Chris and I will be your host today. And I'm joined by my best friend, Emma.
What up, y'all?
Today we have an episode where we are checking in on our vision boards. A few months ago, towards the very beginning of the year, Emma conned me into making a vision board and setting goals to stick with this year and get ready to come with us as we figure out, did it work? Or are we starting over on vision boards part 2 today?
Vision board 2.0.
You know, we'll see. So, before we get started, Emma, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking some H2O because it is hotter than a mug out here in Texas. It is 98 degrees outside, which means I was not going to be drinking tea. I was just upset coming into the house and it was so hot outside. So I'm drinking water. What are you drinking today, Chris?
I am still drinking tea today because What the Trio was so kind and they got us a subscription to a company called Sips By, where they just send you samples of tea every month. So I get 4 samples of tea every month now. Shout out What the Trio. Thank you so much. The tea I'm trying from Sips By today is from a company called Cookie Tea, and it's their white chocolate chip cookie. And I chose this one because honestly I thought it was going to be the worst. A tea from a cookie. It just didn't sound like it was going to be the business, but I actually have to say I've tried it and I like it. I really do. It's really fragrant. It truly does remind me of a cookie. And honestly, now I want to bake cookies, not like buy them from the store. I want to bake cookies to go with this tea. It's very pleasant. It is just in case anyone's wondering, it's a white tea. And yeah, I have to recommend it. I would say, yeah, it gives my 2 thumbs up. I'm going with it for sure.
Yum. I wish I had a Tookie. Just kidding. I'm still very hot, so I would be drinking. I would be drinking a slushie if I could drink anything right now. But
I did consider going to Sonic before we started recording.
Oh my gosh! Fun fact: I just found a $5 gift card that I got from Sonic for a couple years ago from the hospitality committee when I won something. So, like Chris said, we are going to be discussing our vision board. We are going to be checking in. He says I conned him, yet he's an overachiever and he created 2. So our first question for today that we're going to open up is, please describe your vision board, because during that episode, it was more of a planning phase. And then we did post the vision boards right after, but we didn't really get to describe what came to fruition from those vision boards. So could you describe your vision board, and both of them if you want to, or just one? Pick one.
Well, my vision board was green and a rectangle. Just kidding. I painted the background is the Brazilian flag, hand painted, mind you, hand painted. Also, I had to make the green because they didn't sell green in the thing, so I had to mix the blue and the yellow just right to get green. So now I'm an artist.
Artiste.
I did that because I am going to Brazil in 2022. I'm planning. No. It's going to happen. I'm going. And on my vision board, I use stickers to represent some of the things that I'm going to be working on in this year, including, but not limited to, preparing for this first international trip. That would include, the financial part, the getting more fit part, and then I am also working on my cooking and baking and gardening and general well-being, mindfulness, yoga, meditation, things of that nature. So there are stickers and sections that represent all of these things. And yes, I did create a second vision board that was supposed to be updated monthly and kept a more logistical track of all of my goals. and I stopped using that in February. So that's how that one went.
Well, we're going to talk about that too. We're going to discuss like anything that you've been doing well on and anything that you need to work on going into the next part of the year. So when we did this was in January. It's now June. Chris and I are in our final leg of school. Thank ya Lord. And so that's why we wanted to do a mini check-in. So on my board, mine's a little bit more colorful, and I did all of mine. I did cutouts from magazines. Chris did stickers. I do remember that. And I don't know why. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, why do I have cats on here? But I think it's just because I want a cat. And fun fact, if you didn't know, I live with my mom, and she keeps telling me no. So maybe I put that on there to kind of like persuade her to get me a cat. This one part that I really like on my vision board, it says, what is your wish for 2021? And I put like serenity, energy, finish strong. I think I was talking about like finishing the school year out strong because, oof. I put revolution because hashtag eat the rich and land back. So we out here. I also put claiming space because that is all I hope to do was claim space and reclaim space and set up spaces that were conducive to my growing and to my healing. What is your favorite part of your vision board?
All of it.
The entire thing?
Yeah, I took a lot of work on something that I didn't have any idea how to do. I guess it would be the painting in the background. I spent probably the most amount of time painting the flag, like the Brazilian flag. Yeah,
you did take a lot of time to paint yours. I remember because you were sending me progress pictures, and at first it was just a green square, and I was like, okay, where's he going with this? And then it started coming together. I was like, ooh, that's lit. It's like lit. Okay, so next, where are your vision boards?
One of them is hidden in my room because I don't use it anymore, the logistical one. And the other one hangs near my front door. And I do that because I see it. And then also when people come over and they ask me about it, then I have to talk about it too.
Yeah, that's good. Mine is in my bedroom. It's right next to my desk, which is kind of where I spend a lot of time in my room. Which at first it was kind of like, it was put there because I had no space to put it anywhere else. But I'm glad that I put it there because I do always look at it. It's like when I'm studying for LSAT or I'm just like sitting at my desk and working, I can kind of look over and I'm like reminding myself that, you know, what were my goals and my visions for this year. I also have a teacup on there now that I'm looking at it. I think that was supposed to represent tea with crema. Next time I should probably write why I put things on there.
Especially because yours is super abstract.
Yeah, I think mine is definitely from an aesthetic point of view. I was really just going for prettiness. But I mean, it makes sense because like I'm also looking at, I have these 4 pictures on there and I think that's supposed to represent travel. It's like at a beach. I like it. I think it looks pretty every time I look at it. Okay, so next question. How are your goals coming along so far?
Wonderfully, actually. I'm really good at goals, goal setting, goal accomplishing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really say I haven't done any of the things. So if I like break down into categories, right? For fitness, I did CrossFit for 3 months and
killed it.
Did really well, enjoyed it. It was nice. I've since taken a month off. I think I stopped doing that in May. Mm-hmm. And now June, I haven't done too much, but there's been a lot of work stuff that has kind of made it a bit difficult in this particular month, and then wrapping up school, and just there's been a lot going on. So my intention is to start kind of getting back into that, and it's summertime, so your boy's about to swim for his life. My plants are thriving. It's exhausting, actually. They're massive. My patio's now more plant than patio. It's more like a jungle than it is
a plantio, some may call it.
You know, that's what that is. And then for cooking and baking, I don't think we've baked that much this year. But I am co-hosting a dinner party very soon. So that's happening. Traveling, I would say, and then the finances that go into traveling, I'm doing really well. I paid off all my student loans and my car note, and I am saving aggressively to be able to travel internationally for the first time.
Debt free.
Yeah, I would say overall, on my vision board, outside of that one time I stopped doing yoga, I'm doing pretty well. Even without my logistical vision board in effect. I think I'm also really good at once I've established habits, I stick with them. So I feel pretty good. What about your vision board and your abstract ideologies? What you going for?
I'm looking at it now. I want to say that I'm doing pretty well too, more or less. When Chris and I set up for him to start doing CrossFit, it definitely helped me set up a routine too. because I was definitely someone that was like, oh, I'm going to go whenever I feel like it, which now, like in the month of June, having that mindset is really difficult because before we would plan out like literally the month in advance. Like, we're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week. And me not doing that has also given me the ability to be like, I'll just go tomorrow, or like, I'll just go not now. But when I have it written in my calendar, like, I don't like whiteout. I don't like crossing things out. So when I say that I'm going to go and do something and it's written in the calendar, I'm doing it. So I would definitely say I need to get back on that. I've been going pretty consistently though, 3 times a week since February. I mean, since January, really. Being food smart is on my vision board. And I want to say that's the one thing that I have been struggling with just recently, and like towards the end of the school year, we're having pizza parties every other day. They want to go out for lunch. I was traveling a lot, and it was just a lot of things going on. So definitely going into the latter half of the year, I want to be more cognizant of the way that I'm preparing food and eating at home and saving money by doing that. In terms of the revolution, the revolution is a marathon, not a sprint. So we out here doing all that good stuff, burning down the patriarchy and the man. Is there any ways that you want to improve for the next 6 months? Is there anything that you're kind of like thinking about that might need an improvement?
The biggest area that I think I could fall out of would be the fitness area. And right now, I will say, even though I've stopped going to CrossFit, I have been really strict on my dietary habits, because I do know that you can't give one up without being strict on the other. So when I was going to CrossFit, I wasn't as strict with my diet, but I realized and recognized that if I'm not going to be working out, I have to be on it with the diet part. And I think I've done pretty well. I've seen success in the numbers that I've been measuring. So I haven't done the body measurements that they did in CrossFit, but again, like the weight part, I've been doing really well at and being really diligent and effective in that regard. So I think just finding a way to make sure that I don't drop the ball in that section. But everything else, I think I'll do pretty well at. It's happening. We'll bake more. Again, I'm co-hosting a housewarming pretty soon.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't say co-hosting. I'm really just doing all of the cooking part, and they're hosting. I'm just, again, showing up and cooking. So I don't know. You might be on the lookout for my catering business in a few months. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, yo, that's it. That's the one. That's how we make that secondary income. I think what the trio called it, alternative income. And it's not an OnlyFans, which is what I thought it was.
Oh my God.
Okay, so have there been any changes since the first part of the year until now?
Yeah, I am debt free, y'all. I have done it. We'll talk more on it on a different episode as to how it happened. But because it was not in the plan for this year. That was definitely, I had not planned on clearing out debt for at least another like year and a half. But some pieces really fell into place and helped clear that out. And so that is a massive goal that I've accomplished in a much shorter amount of time than I initially planned. So I'm really happy for that. And it has allowed me to push my timeline up on other things, which is really nice.
Yeah, because we even discussed in that vision board episode was you discussing your plan towards being debt free. So that's amazing. So congratulations on that. In terms of me, have there been any changes? Yes. I did put on there that I was planning on doing law school this year, but that is now changed. Another 2 years, you're right. We are going to discuss that later on in our upcoming episode, just because there are still things that need to fall into place for this to happen. So I don't want to say anything prematurely and then we have to go back and retract anything. So that's probably the only thing. I still am on the same deadline to take the LSAT and study, because I was studying so hard already that I didn't want to stop that momentum. So that's still happening, but that's about it in terms of changes, I think.
These are significant changes, y'all. I promise we will. I know it's vague now, but again, Em and I are both waiting for some final pieces in our lives to fall into place before. And I think we're just both, I get in that regard, we're both superstitious in that I don't like to talk about things if they're not final, because I don't want it to essentially jinx it and then it doesn't come true and then it's a whole thing, and it's because I talked about it too early. And so just know, I promise we will discuss a little bit more about how all of these things fell into place, but there are still a few more pieces, just like we're playing Tetris, we're just waiting on that long 4-1 to clear out those 4 lines. So that's all it is. That's all it is. We're not secretive. We just gotta wait. We
low-key secretive. Is this what people say when they mean like we move in silence? Because we're not really moving in silence if we're hinting at it. I love when people post that on their Instagram, like moving in silence. My money speaks for me. I mean, my money don't speak for me because I'm a teacher, but I wish it did. Anyway.
Also, how are you gonna be like, oh, I'm moving in silence on Instagram? Like,
how you gonna say you're moving in silence when that's like already a sound? No.
You on the social media talking about I'm moving in silence, so we know you're moving. Like
you making sounds. I'm confused. Are you confused? Okay. Is there anything you'd like to change with your vision board, or not even change, but add to your vision board going forward? Because this is, again, it's not set in stone. It's meant to be pretty fluid and pretty open.
Nah, I really don't. I don't think so. And there are certain goals that I've kind of set for myself that I don't want to put on the vision board because I don't want to put it on a timeline. So I know we had that whole like dating episode, right? Like that's something that I'm working on towards thinking about, considering whatever terminology you want to put on it. But I'm not going to put that on that just doesn't seem like a thing that you're like, oh, I'm going to get married this year. Like,
which I will say then that vision boards are also like, you and I took an approach to make it a year, right? But vision boards, and I mean, I don't know if you've seen Last Holiday, remember, with Queen
her
Latifah? Her possibilities book, which I would consider a vision board because that was just like possibilities for her whole life. So I think, like, while we took a year approach at it, I needed it to be yearly because knowing me, I can like easily lose track of that and be like, oh yeah, it's a 10-year goal, Whereas if I'm like, no, this is happening like this year, I had to put a deadline on it. Again, like I don't like crossing things out of my calendar if it's already, written in. And so if that is something that you would want to do, I think, it could be open to that. I look at my board and I think I should have been a little bit more intentional in terms of like also my savings goals and like becoming closer to being debt free. Like law school is expensive, y'all. I mean, I already have student loans from my bachelor's and my master's, and I would love to have that, somewhat paid down. So I think if I could change anything, and maybe on the back, what I will do is maybe make like a tracker or something. Like I've seen people use trackers when they're tracking their debt-free journey, and it kind of just gives you more of a visual of what it looks like. And so maybe that's the only thing I would change, is me being more cognizant and conscious of my desire to be debt-free.
Well, would change it. Go ahead and add a little addendum to your vision board and like you said, put it on the back, put it on the side, put it somewhere. So, don't talk about it, be about it,
Ooh.
Actions speak louder than words.
Ooh, are you on the Instagram too?
I know how to open the app. I be struggling to post. It's a struggle, y'all.
But yeah, are there any last thoughts that you have about vision boards? And that will be this is a good check-in. I think we can say so far, Christopher, successful, Emma, work in progress, and that's it's okay. Any last thoughts?
I don't think I would ever do a vision board longer than... Actually, that's not true. Maybe it is true. I don't know. I don't know if I could do a vision board farther out than a year. I think I'm still at a point in my life where things are so flexible and fluid that I don't want to commit to a vision of my future in this moment. There are some short-term things that I know I do want to accomplish, and I think that's what I took out of the vision board. And I just things that I definitely wanted to do in the next, I would say even 18 months, because again, Brazil is next summer. So that was a year and a half out from when we were making the vision board. So I think for major things like that, that's about as far out as I can get.
I love it. My last thoughts are, you should do it. I think everyone should do it. I think that this is a great way to kind of visualize the things that you are saying. It's one thing to be all talk, and it's another thing to write down your goals and to write down your visions. I could see myself doing kind of like a possibilities book. I like that concept of it, you know, things that I would want to accomplish. I don't think that it needs to be set in stone where it's like, oh, I'm going to get married and it has to be at this castle and it has to be in this dress. Remember she had LL Cool J's face all over the place?
I imagine you said castle.
Like, I'm sorry, I am a princess.
She said not venue. No, she said castle. This castle.
Are you confused? Because I'm not confused. Anyway, so you know, like, it doesn't, like, I feel like things like that, though, I love the thought of manifesting and, you know, writing down your goals and dreams and just seeing it come true, because I think it's another thing to write it down and actually, you know, your words have power. So
did you give this a 0 out of 5 star rating? How would you rate vision boarding as an activity?
10 stars.
There are only 5.
I doubled it. That's how much I love it. I would give it I would give it a 4.5 because your girl was struggling. Like, I think because I'm so creative brain. No, I don't even think I'm creative brain, but I was just like, Chris was done with his and I still hadn't even started mine. So you can say that's how that went, because he was like, are you done yet? I'm like, yeah, I'm almost done. He was like, are you done yet? And that's why his got posted. That's why yours got posted on the Instagram so much earlier than mine, because I was like, still trying to figure out where exactly I was going. So 4.5 stars if you have time. What would you give it? 0 out of 5 stars.
2.5 out of 5.
2.5?
It's a cute activity, but like, if you're gonna, again, it doesn't, if you're a person that like that visualization helps, great. For me, I was gonna do these things with or without the vision board anyway. That's how I feel about it. I'm just that kind of person. Like, it was just gonna happen. So
it's gonna happen sometime. Maybe
it be like that. I guess, real quick question before we go into our questions. Do you feel like your vision board and your use of the passion planner overlap?
Yes. Oh,
at Passion Planner.
At Passion Planner, #PashFam. Let me just plug them real quick. I became aware of the Passion Planner in college and then now used it a couple years later while she was in her master's. And I had always kind of just been like, oh, it's kind of expensive. Like, I don't want to use it. Oh, it's kind of expensive. And then this past school year, I bought myself 2. There was one that was on sale. It was an academic one. It was on sale for $8 for some. Oh, and then the other ones were on sale too. So I was like, let me try the academic one and then let me try the actual one. But a Passion Planner is so great because it basically, in the beginning, it gives you this option to kind of map out your goals for the next 5 years. And then it gives you, I think it's the next 1 year and then, it's 10 years, 5 years, and then 1 year. And you circle one of those things as part of your goals. And that's like the thing that you work towards. And so at the end of every month, they also have these like reflection pages too. And so you kind of think about like, what went well this month? What didn't go well? Who helped you get there? How would you change moving into the next month? So it's really reflective. And I think that working on both of them concurrently really helped me to center myself and be very intentional about the things and choices I was doing. So yeah.
So I was just curious. I know you gave me one of your extra ones.
Yes, because I ended up buying a bigger one.
I'll try it out, probably for the latter half of the year. In the next like few months or so, and
it's a 12-month undated, so
that's I really like undated ones. I don't feel like bound to dates. But I'll let you know. It'll probably be part of our end of year vision board check-in that we have in December, January of next year if we do this again, all that stuff. So I just wanted to tie that in because I know you have talked a lot about passion planners. Shout out to Now Let's Plant. I'm just saying.
Oh, yes. Plug in our friend. Plug in our plant friend.
Mm-hmm. She uses them, so now we gonna try it out. Well, Emma already uses it, but it'd be like that.
I love it.
All right, well, then let's move into our
rapid fire questions. Bum, 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 bum.
Mind you, I just want to put it out there for everyone because I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, why don't y'all have the sound for that yet? Emma and I have tried really hard to find it, and I don't know where it is. I can't find the sound clip to edit into the episode. So honestly, it might just be Emma making that noise for the rest of forever. So If y'all know the sound and you can find it and it's not like copyrighted and it won't get the podcast removed from the internet, let us know because we cannot find it. We have tried for almost a month and a half now. So
#struggle bus.
But with that, would you like to go first? Do you want me to go first? Because I think we both actually came really prepared this time.
Ooh, you can go first because you're younger.
Okay. That's weird. It's fine. All right. So my question is, if you were given the ability to shop for essentially like unlimited money and you could go to a store, buy whatever you wanted for the rest of your life, the caveat was there's one thing that you could never buy again. What would that one thing be? And this can't be like something that you've never bought ever before. And thusly you'd be like, oh, I'm giving up something that I've never had. Like you have to give up something that's meaningful, it's thoughtful, you would actually buy otherwise, but you can't buy it now because you can buy everything else. What would that item be? What would you give up?
I think I'm confused by the question.
Okay. Let's rephrase the question. Let's try something different. I've thought about it because that was the original question, but I'm going to workshop it right now.
Thank you. I'm dumb.
Okay. So the premise is still the same, right? You can buy anything you want from the store, but you have to give something up, like from you. So like an ability, a part of your body, a facet of your life, like you have to give it up. It's gone. But you're basically on a unlimited shopping spree for the rest of your life. What would you give up? What's going? What's gone?
Bye, Isaac. Just kidding.
Dang. At Isaac. I don't know what happened. She said it, not me.
Just kidding. That's funny. I'm gonna edit that out. If I had to, oh my gosh.
You gotta give something up. Something gotta go. You giving up your teeth? You know.
I could buy more teeth.
I don't know, but they gotta go. Something gotta go. You getting rid of your hair?
Something gotta go. You know what I would actually give up, and that would actually be heartbreaking to me? My pillow.
Oh, that little pillow from her birthday episode, y'all. Her lifelong pillow that she's had forever. She loves this pillow so much that she broke her mother's ankle.
Okay, she sprained her ankle. Second of all, she don't even remember, so I don't know if that even counts.
She broke the ankle right in half, okay?
What would you give up?
If I had to give up something, oh my gosh, I think I would... Wow, okay, I did not come prepared with this one. It's because the question that I asked is different from the one that we're answering now, but... If I had to give something up, if I had to give it up forever, and I could buy forever, and I could buy whatever I needed for the rest of my life, I think that but what if there's an apocalypse? I was going to give away my ability to like raise plants, but then what if there's an apocalypse and then I can't go to the store? Yeah,
You need it.
I'm going to give up my passion for a passion. I'm going to give it up. A passion for... And I could buy anything that I wanted. Oh, I can't. Oh! This is wild. I thought this was going to be a lot easier, actually.
Oh, here. How about we bring in a guest? Isaac.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you are given the ability to go on a shopping spree for whatever you want. You're basically
for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life, you on this shopping spree. You can, anything you want, whatever. But you have to give something up on your end to do this. And it has to be something that's meaningful to you. I gave up my pillow, if that helps you. What would you give up?
Oh, what would I give up?
Yeah. Just so you could go on this unlimited shopping spree. I will be honest, the first thing that I said, and I was just being funny now, just in case it makes it into that.
Give me up?
I was just joking.
You give me up?
I was kidding, baby.
Really?
I said no!
That's not what you were just telling me right now. You say you give me up. I'd give you up too.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd give up?
I'd give up my ability to play video games.
Oh, that's a good one, Chris. Chris said he would give up his ability to play video games.
Then what's the point of shopping?
The whole other rest of my life.
Football.
What?
Wow.
Give up, like hooping.
Wait,
You know
so
like,
football or hooping? Those are two different things.
I would say hooping because I'm already done at football.
No, I think football would be more meaningful. Oh, I guess hooping, would be more meaningful because you're able to hoop for the rest of your life.
Right, I could hoop until I'm 60.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I would give up hooping.
So, or would you give up your athletic ability?
Okay, first of all, I need a shopping spree.
It's not like one spree.
It's like literally you have unlimited money.
I don't know if that's worth my athletic ability because it's like all the things I'd want to buy are kind of useless now.
Are you just buying sportswear for the rest of your life?
So you're hooping, your ability to hoop in the name of the Lord to break ankles.
Because I would cross people up on a daily, you know what I'm saying? Doing the Lord's work out there.
This man. Oh my God.
Thank you, guest. Okay, so my rapid fire question. Should CEOs get an ethics pay raise? Now, I'm going to give you a bit of context. I was listening to NPR the other day, and they were discussing how CEOs of all these major companies, in addition to their salary, get pay raises when they follow or kind of like, and I said it to Chris in a kind of a colloquial way, and I was like, they get a pay raise basically for being woke, being sustainable, and being ethical. So, on top of their salaries, and we know some of these big CEOs be making money, should they have the ability to get an ethics pay raise?
No, what kind of dumb, stupid question? I don't get, no one else gets that ability. That implies that the job is inherently immoral. Mm-hmm. If you're getting a pay raise for doing the right thing, that implies that the base expectation is that you're not doing the right thing. No, that's it. No.
I was also a solid no on this too, but that article, or I guess that segment, did bring up some interesting points because there were some people who were like, no, because if they get an ethical pay raise, what are they doing with their regular salary? And then there was other people who were defending them like, well, at least they're doing the right thing. Okay, but as doing the right thing, that should be already part of your salary. Maybe we should do an entire episode on the ethics of CEOs.
Of CEOs, and just leave it there. Boom. Period.
That's it. That's the segment. But while we are heated, both literally because it is so hot outside and mentally because we were talking about this ethics pay raise, that is it for today.
Still angry. No pay raises. But anyways, Emma, where can people find the podcast?
You can find our podcast on Twitter and Instagram at The Tea with Crema. If you would like to support our work or possibly just buy us a cup of tea, you can also find us on Venmo at The Tea with Crema. You can also stream us anywhere that you stream any of your podcasts. That's all, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye!
Eggs, bacon, pancakes, sausage.